Welcome to today's topic. I'm very excited to share with you a special interview with my client, Jordyn. I'm going to be sharing her story of transformation with you. For those of you who don't know, I'm Heather McConaughey, and I'm a registered nurse turned nutritionist, and I specialize in helping women lose 10 to 30 pounds using macro counting and so let's get Jordyn going on the interview. Here we go. I'm so excited to have her on with y'all. And hello, Jordyn. How are you?
Hi, I am great. How are you?
I'm doing great today. I'm so excited to share your story with the masses today. So thank
Yes.
you so much for taking time out of your busy day to be here and share your story. So let's just start by telling us like who you are and just share anything you want us to know about like where you live, your life, what you do. If you have any pets, just give us the rundown.
Okay, well, my name is Jordyn. I live in Austin, Texas, but I'm currently in the Bay Area right now. I'm at my family's house for holidays. So it is here. I am 33 years old. I'm getting married in July. So I'm
Okay, awesome. You're breaking up
cat.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit, Jordyn. Your connection was just breaking up. So let's see if that's better. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's better. Let's start over because we kind of missed that. So give us the rundown again.
Okay. So my name is Jordyn. I live in Austin, Texas, but I am currently taking our call from the Bay Area right now. My fiance's family lives in Los Altos, so I'm out here today, and it finally stopped raining, which is a plus because it has been so cold and rainy since we got here. I'm getting married in July on Kauai, which is so exciting. And we have a dog and a cat at home.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations on your pending wedding. And I will definitely give you all the tips for Kauai if you want any of my tips. I'm very excited that that's where you're going for your wedding.
Of course I do. And that was one of the things that I was drawn to about you. When Lakin showed me your profile, it said that you lived in Kauai for a year or so. And I said, okay, well, I need to learn how to manage being there for a couple weeks.
Yes, I can tell you the best places to eat and how to prep there and everything. So, well, let's get into a little bit more of your story. So, tell people how long you've been working with me and how you found me, and then kind of what prompted you to finally reach out and, kind of like what was the impetus that had you reach out for help?
Well, I started your Confident Body Blueprint in July. One of my friends, Lakin, who has done your program sometimes, was just telling me how great it was to work from her. And she had talked with me about her struggles that she had gone through, which I was currently going through and, still working and managing. And, she said, you just need to give this a try. Heather knows what she's doing. It works. I promise. Just let her guide you. And so I started with your Confident Body Blueprint in the summer just to get an idea of what it was, what I'd be doing. And I lost 15 pounds with that, which was amazing because I literally had been stuck for years at the same weight. So that was amazing. And then when it was ready for your Empower program to join, I needed some more hands-on, and I was ready to do it.
I love that. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the Confident Body Blueprint is my DIY solution. So it's a do it yourself 1 hour course to help you shed fat. So, Jordyn, let's start with that. What was, say, the most important thing that you took from the Confident Body Blueprint that helped you lose that initial 15 pounds?
Just getting a grasp on what I was eating. So I had worked with a holistic nutritionist before to kind of get my body in somewhat orders. I do have PCOS, and so we worked on, eating better foods and whatnot. But when I started the Confident Body Blueprint, I realized I was eating so much fat, even though it was avocados, it was grass-fed beef, grass-fed butter. It was just fat all the time. Nothing was, it was just the amount of whatever one. So doing the Confident Body Blueprint really helped me scale that down, where I could still eat that, but in smaller portions. And I don't want to say smaller portions because I could still eat what I wanted, but not in such mass quantities, I guess.
Okay, great. So it sounds like the blueprint really helped you start to grasp portion sizes a little bit better. And then when you came into Empower, we just finished fall round. What was the result that you produced in the past 12 weeks from that phase?
That was amazing. I really learned, how to navigate social situations. That alcohol, and I'm still drinking wine, but it is also included in my calorie intake, which before it was not. So that was a big one. I lost another 20 pounds with you, 25 almost. So, we learned about the glycemic index and what foods really worked with my body and what didn't. So to navigate those situations.
Great. So if you were to distill down, like, what's the one thing from Empower that caused you to get access to that next 25 pounds of weight loss, what would you say that it is?
I would say that it was definitely the amount that I was consuming. So many carbs for my body, so many fats, and getting my protein in. I never once seen like I have been starting your program.
Okay, great. So it's really the quantity piece.
Probably my biggest takeaway.
The quantity piece. You're still breaking up a little bit. I don't know if maybe walking into a slightly different zone, maybe you'd have I don't know if you're getting better reception somewhere else.
Let me see.
We just want to hear you a little bit better because your story's
going closer to the house.
Yeah, that actually seems a lot better, actually. Yeah. I think that helps a lot. Okay, great, because you have such an amazing story. I want everyone to hear it. Okay, so just to kind of summarize the first two things, really getting a handle on your nutrition, how much you were starting to eat, but then Empower really helped you dial in the precision of the quantity to get the next 25 pounds. Would you say that's correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay, so talk to us a little bit about how you felt during the journey, because one of the things that I promise is no hunger and no forbidden foods. So can you talk to the listener about your experience with those two kind of concepts?
Absolutely. Definitely no forbidden foods, off limits. I mean, we were still eating Chick-fil-A once a week. I'm still drinking wine. I can still go to dinner. It's definitely just more so in moderation. Like, I know I can't eat Chick-fil-A 5 days a week, and I cannot drink 6 bottles of wine a week. And so that has helped me scale it down. But really having nothing off limits, it doesn't feel like a diet whatsoever. And so a lot of times my clients will ask, like, oh, what is your diet like? Are you doing no sugar? Are you doing no this? Can you still drink? It's like, I can still do all of that. I've just had to scale it down just a bit.
Yeah, I love that. It's so important that women get that it's the quantity that they're eating. And this was the breakthrough that I had with my body too, like 5 years ago. I was like, oh, it's the amount that I'm eating. And I think it's so easy for people to not want to like deal with that. It's almost like trendy now to say like calories don't matter, right? Like I see that kind of floating around, but it's just not true. And I think your story really illustrates like, oh, the quantity of what you eat actually does matter.
Absolutely. And just like vacation calories don't matter, this doesn't matter, it all matters. And I kind of had that mindset, like, oh, I'm not at home, it's fine. Oh, we're on vacation. Oh, we're on a plane, I'll just eat snacks. And now I travel with nuts and protein bars and, little Mio drinks to make the airplane water a little better.
I love that.
Definitely it all counts.
Okay, great. And then any issues with hunger? How did you navigate that? What did you experience with that?
Oh, not at all. I had zero hunger. I actually was quite impressed at the amount of calories that I was eating when we first started. I actually asked you a couple of times, like, are you sure this is okay? And even sometimes felt super full. And I mean, never once was I craving food or felt uncomfortable, waking up, starving, none of that.
Yeah, great. I love hearing that because that is one of the things that I'm really attuned to as a nutritionist. If you're like I'm going to have lunch after this video. I have like a little bit of hunger because I ate breakfast like maybe like 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago. So like my body's getting ready for the next meal. So it's normal to have like a little bit of hunger prior to eating, right? But like you really shouldn't have severe hunger if you've just eaten. Like you should be able to go like 3.5, 4 hours without hunger, even in deficit calories if you're eating correctly. And then you shouldn't be waking up in the middle of the night hungry. You shouldn't be unable to fall asleep because you're hungry, any of those things. If those things are happening, then you're eating too little. And I think a lot of women forget that it's not necessarily about eating less, it's about eating the right quantity. And right quantity could actually mean more.
Definitely. For sure. That was a big one.
Great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about movement. So I think a lot of people, when they start a weight loss journey in their minds, they often think, okay, like I need to work out like 5 days a week. I've got to work out like super hard now. I've like got to like restrict my food. I've got to do all the things at once. So tell us a little bit about your journey with exercise from July to where you're at now.
That was a big one for me because actually I take bar classes. I shout out to my Bar 3 girls on Slaughter.
We love bar.
I love bar. That has been my exercise. But prior to finding you, I mean, I was doing it 4 days a week, plus a day of yoga. Nothing was happening. And I always get my steps because I'm a hairdresser, so I'm always standing. But with the right nutrition, I didn't need to kill myself. And I had this holiday was back to normal. It was insane. One of my sisters got married in November. So realistically, I hadn't taken a bar class since middle of November. And I just, made sure to get my steps in every day, even though I wasn't on this, crazy workout week, which is nice to see because that's realistic.
Yeah, I love hearing that because while working out is great and like I love to lift weights, and you love to do bar and we love to like move our bodies because it makes us feel good and there's like benefits to building muscle and building flexibility. I always say being strong and flexible and mobile is really the most important type of exercise to do so you can age well, in addition to losing fat. But I love hearing that despite life being busy, you realized, hey, I can actually just walk and like focus on my nutrition. And do you feel like you understand now that like nutrition is actually more important than exercise to get weight loss?
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. I mean, that has been such a big light bulb because it, without it, it just all wasn't working.
Yes. You can be working out so hard. That was my journey, right? Like I was doing CrossFit 2 hours a day and gaining 10 pounds of fat in 3 months. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Yes. And no matter how many extra classes I took, no matter how many extra yoga classes I took or extra steps, it wasn't happening. And so the nutrition was such a huge factor for it.
So tell us a little bit about some of the mindset shifts that you had. What did you personally have to shift in your own mindset in order to, and maybe some of your personal habits in order to get results and really be on this weight loss journey?
One of my mindsets that I shifted was I don't need it all at once. Like I can space things out, like for example, like Thanksgiving food. I can make that anytime. I didn't have to eat it all in one day. I also don't love all the foods that are served. So I know we talked about like picking and choosing what's important to me. So that being able to wait and have later, like I don't have any more room for this today, but you know what? When I wake up in the morning, I can have 4 tablespoons of almond butter if I want. It's okay. So that was a really big mind shift for me to not do it all at once.
So like you don't have to cut all foods out or you don't have to eat them all at once, or like say a little bit more about that?
I don't have to eat them all at once. Like I don't have to cut anything out, but I don't have to eat it all at once.
Yes.
That I can wait till tomorrow, or if we go to dinner, I don't have to eat all of the food at once. I can bring it home and eat it later or eat it for breakfast or lunch the next day. So just having those little mindset shifts were a huge help to me.
I think it's so important to remember that when we forbid foods, then they become like tantalizing to us and they're off limits. So then when we have them, we can almost feel deprived and like, okay, this is the only chance I have to eat pizza. I'm going to eat the whole pizza because otherwise for pizza's off limits, I don't eat it. Or like, this is the only chance I have to eat cookies. Have you ever experienced that like prior to our program?
Oh, definitely. All the time.
Yeah, same.
All the time.
Me too. Yeah.
And so now I've learned to stretch it out. It's okay. I don't need it all at once. And after going through this program and eating so well and, cutting things back of sugar and whatnot, I get full so much faster. All the sugar is just too much. I forget what we had the other day. Something from Starbucks, and I had like 3 sips, and I couldn't even finish it anymore. So my palate shifted too because I don't necessarily crave those things because I've found other things that I've fallen in love with.
Yeah, that's so great. When no foods are forbidden, then they all become rather neutral for us, right? So like a salad is like the same as cookie dough, is the same as pizza, is the same as some grilled chicken. And so you have that freedom to choose. So I absolutely love hearing that. What are some of like the favorite foods that you ate over the past 5 months that you're really happy that like you didn't have to give up to get results?
Well, Chick-fil-A, definitely.
What's your favorite thing at Chick-fil-A?
I like the spicy chicken sandwich.
So
That's
good.
my go-to. That I can still, have my wine. I've discovered popcorners, which are so good.
Popcorners?
Those are my new favorites.
Is that like a popcorn?
Chip.
Oh yeah, okay, I know.
It's like a popcorn chip, like pressed.
Yum.
Those have been great. I've also fallen in love with apples and almond butter. I never ate almond butter before. That was one that I really have started to enjoy a lot. And then we ate greens occasionally. Like we'd get on one, we'd do a bunch of zucchini for several weeks in a row. Then we'd try something else. But I'm down with the spinach now and arugula and still zucchini. The chard I'm trying. I'm not quite there yet, but the spinach and the arugula are here to stay.
I love it. Well, that's the great thing. While there's no forbidden foods in my program, there's also not required foods. So like if you never eat vegetables, I'm probably going to say eat a vegetable, right? But like it's not like you have to eat broccoli or you have to eat chard because I'm not doing some prescriptive meal plan for you. I'm saying, hey, these are the guidelines for nutrition and frameworks. Like here's what you can eat. Pick things. Did you feel that sense of freedom?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. And being busy and say I don't make it to the store or this is what I've got. It's like I just can't make it work. I found so many things to make it work. Stuff, frozen veggies come in handy or pre-shredded chicken at the store. I've learned to make things work with not a lot, which has been helpful too.
Awesome. Okay, so you've achieved the result, and while losing weight is the result that a lot of women know that they want, right? And that's like that tangible thing. It gives us access to a lot of other things, right? Like more energy, perhaps, or confidence, or maybe feeling more comfortable in your skin or your clothes. So what are some of the tangible benefits that losing the weight has now given you access to in your life?
It just makes everything easier. Like moving around, it makes everything easier. Breathing, it makes it easier. I can now, like before, I never would have thought of running or jogging because it was just too much. Now I can go for a jog. It's not incredibly long, but I can do it, which I've never done before. I can walk into a store and try on pants or a dress and they fit, and it's not total just devastation every time I attempt to do that, which is such a great feeling. Definitely, a better attitude, and I just feel all over better. My skin looks better, all of it.
I love that. I think one week you wrote me a message and you said something like, I just feel like so happy and healthy right now or something. I was like, heart, like I heart you.
Yes, totally. It has made such a difference.
Yeah, it's like, I think losing the weight it like trains you to become this like other woman, right? Because like it requires something of you. And it doesn't require like maybe the bad things we associated with it, like always like restricting or denying yourself or things like that. I think it requires like learning to nourish yourself, self-love, like delay of gratification, but also still like having balance and things like that. So I'm really super proud of you. Kind of looking,
Thank you.
kind of looking forward for the next year. What are some goals that you're creating for yourself with your body?
Well, I still want to continue to lose, which I'm going to work with you again starting in January, which I'm super excited for, because I feel like this last Empower was so amazing, and that was just such a great go that I want to continue. So I want to, continue to drop some weight and some inches, still feel good. We've got lots of parties coming up and lots of pictures taken and lots of clothes to wear. So that's my goal, is just to feel great in all of that and not even have to think about it. Just enjoy every moment.
Oh, I love that. I love what you said about enjoying every moment. And I think when we as women, our thoughts are no longer like so focused on our body, then we have more mental space to focus on other things. It's just like anytime you have an unsolved problem in your life, if your car is broken and needs to be fixed, or you're having a relationship issue with your partner, while that is unsolved, it like takes up your mental space. And so I love that you said like just be more present and free, because I think that's really like one of the biggest end goals.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I've tried so many things before and spent a ton of money on things, and this all, it works, and I'm feeling all of the work, the body and the mindset and the energy and the clothes, and it was exactly what I needed.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so let's just kind of wrap up. What would you say to somebody who's perhaps hesitant to committing to change? Maybe they're hesitant to just starting their weight loss journey in general. What would you say to them?
Don't be scared. Just do it. It's a lot of work, but it can be done. And, with the help of the right coach and the right tools, you can absolutely do it. And if you think you're not, you can't, you can. And if it scares you, like, one of the things I think that you had said was, oh, do you want to wear a bikini? Never in my life. If I had heard that before, I just would have ran the other way. Like, nope, that's not what I want. I'm still not ready for a bikini, but those words don't terrify me like they used to, because that you help so many other people get to their goals. So honestly, you just got to do it.
Just do it. Wise words from Jordyn today, y'all. Jordyn, thank you so much for sharing your story. If people want to connect with you on Instagram, or if they want to come see you to get their hair done in Austin, tell us how they can reach you and connect with you.
You can talk to me on my Instagram. It's JJJS or JJJMS10, I believe. And then I work at Ruiz Salon downtown. So come on
Perfect.
by.
Do you have a specialty like blonde or haircuts or redheads or anything like that?
Well, I am one of our master hair cutters, so I only cut hair.
Oh, come on, let's go.
A team of colorists who we work really well together. So.
Okay, so she's a master hair cutter, y'all. So if you need your hair snipped here in Austin, go check her out. We have a sweet message from H-Town Sugar H. Brown. You look so good and everything was so well said. Oh, I love hearing that. Is that a friend of yours?
Thank you, Danae. Yes, one of my girlfriends from high school.
Oh, thanks for the sweet comment, Danae. That's so sweet. Jordyn, thank you again for spending time today with us. I'm so excited to keep working with you in the new year and keep this weight loss journey happening. I hope you have a fantastic new year, and I will see you soon.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.